Do you know what happens on June 11th?
Is it the Tonys?
It is the Tonys. Woohoo! Are you having a Tony party? Have you been invited to a Tony party?
Are you?
I have not been invited this year in the past, I used to get invited to Tony parties. I've never had one, but it's a lot of fun because a lot of people who are interested in that kind of thing, they go and they eat and they watch the performances. And honestly, people who are producers and actors say that the Tony Awards is the best advertising marketing thing that they can do for a show. Hi, I'm Reba Hervis, Artistic Director at Overshadowed Theatrical Productions, and I am joined by my co-host, Rebecca Leland. Welcome to this week's episode from the Wings. A lot of people who are not inside theater goers watch the Tonys so that they can say, oh,
I want to see that.
I want to see that. Or that got an award. I've never heard of it. So, how do I find out more about that? And it is the best bang for their buck. Did you know it was threatened this year to not happen?
No, why?
Because there is a writer's strike going on.
So what exactly is a writer's strike?
Okay, so the Writers Guild, the WGA, the Writers Guild Association, is striking. They are the people who are writers. So the writers for the sitcoms, there's several television shows for Netflix that have stopped production because the writers can't write new episodes. The people who write a program to put together the Tonys. So for instance, all the introductions that, you hear about who this is that's making an introduction or what the history of the show or whatever it is that they're saying, there's nobody to write those things because all of the writers are on strike.
And only the Writers Guild can write those things. Like the Tonys couldn't say, we'll just write it ourselves.
They could, but there would be an industry uproar. And in fact, so much so that other industries or other associations are supporting the Writers Guild, which would have been something that maybe a few years ago wouldn't have happened, but now people are really in support of each other. So for instance,
New York did.
They did what?
They supported the Writers Guild.
Right.
I heard a little bit about it and they're like,
yeah,
we're supporting them.
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
So for instance, the Musicians Guild is supporting them. So now you take the Tonys, a live program, and normally you have musicians that are there to play the music. And instead the musicians go, we're going to support the Writers Guild. Wow. Because if any one of those things breaks down and they cross the picket line, so to speak, then that makes your stance a lot less strong because you're like, well, okay, maybe we can get by and do this show without that. So the Writers Guild has ended up telling people, giving permission to the Tonys to go forward and have the show, and that they will not picket it. Because at first they were planning on picketing so that people didn't want to go in, didn't want to perform, didn't want to do all those things. And they gave them permission. They said, we understand. So they gave them some rules that they have to follow. So I think it's going to be really interesting to even see what the Tonys looks like this year. It could be, have you ever heard the Tony nominations? It's like people are just, they have a card and they just read it and they say, okay, nominated is blah, blah, blah. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be kind of like that, just streamlined nothing added. Yeah, it's just like an announcement and it goes. So I actually am a little bit more interested in watching the Tonys this year than I ever have been. But I do think it's important for the profession. It's important for people in New York. Like, we've hardly come back from the pandemic, right? And have people feel it's safe enough to travel. And now you're not even going to tell us what's going on in the theater and television. We stopped producing because of the writer's strike. That being said, the writers are striking for very significant reasons.
I was going to ask, why are they doing it?
So the primary thing is for increased pay.
Okay.
But they say it's because the industry has changed so much that they're actually making less money now than they used to. First of all, 44% of writers make minimum wage. That's a lot. When you've been writing for hit shows and stuff, to think that that's a lot of people that only make minimum wage and not more than that. So I think that they're kind of a forgotten And let's face it, if you don't have a good writer, you don't have a good show.
You will not have a show.
The show is everything because of the quippy. I mean, it's not everything. I would say that about every area of the industry probably. But right now I'm talking about the writing. Yes, exactly.
And these are people making the same as someone working at a fast food restaurant.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But yet probably way more talented, right?
Oh, 100%.
So part of what they want is they want better residuals. And the reason is because that market has totally changed. So it used to be that there were reruns, right? And so you made money based on every time they showed the Lucy show or whatever. Yep. Now, because of streaming, they don't get that because Netflix or Amazon or whatever, they're real quiet about their data of how often people watch things and how they watch it. And so they're not getting any of those
wow, it's
perks.
a one and done.
Yep.
Wow.
So they are actually now making less money. And so they just want a revamping of the situation so that they get recognized for what they do. And I think that's super important. Yeah. So I would be in favor of it, even if it meant that I didn't have somebody advertising my show, Wow. So but it's sad because it's tradition and it's something that people look forward to. And it's the way it's always been. The Tonys is exciting for people who love Broadway and love theater. Yeah. And getting to perform on that Broadway, on that Tony award-winning stage is important for an actor or for an ensemble. And more than that, earning a Tony. And because you're only eligible for 1 year, that means next year, if they didn't have the Tonys, then all of these people would not be eligible unless they reworked the way that it was.
So for all these actors and shows to be supporting the Guild even shows so much more because they're saying, okay, even though we opened this year, even though we put all this time and energy and effort and money into it, the greater good is more important. Yep. But then even more good to the Guild for saying we have something to stand up for and we believe in it. Everyone's backing us, but we will still let you have it. Like that's actually pretty powerful to believe in your industry so much.
I think that along that same line, let's put it in perspective. So yes, we love to watch sports players play, but are there any of them that only make minimum wage?
There's no way. There's literally no way.
No. Now, do they get better advertising? There's a lot of things that make it so that you can't pay a Broadway star or a writer the same amount of money. It's the arts. Yeah. Doggone it. Right? Yeah. It's like it just seems like there is a gross inadequacy. Wow, I cannot talk today.
It's so gross.
It is a gross inadequacy of the way things are in our world. And it's just sad because I think it takes equal amount of talent for a Leah Michele to get up and sing her heart out as it does for somebody to hit a home run. Yeah. It's just a different kind of talent. Yep. You still not everybody can sing like Leah and not everybody can hit a home run. Mm-hmm. So it's just a different kind of talent. So let's figure out how we're going to pay people the right way. Mm-hmm. So now I want to tell you, because we went to New York, right? And so of the shows that we saw, reminding the audience, what did we see?
We saw New York, Parade, Funny Girl, and Wicked.
Of those 4 shows, only 2 of them were eligible for the Tonys this year.
Eligible because of?
Because it has to be a new production within the time frame of the last year.
Wow. And Wicked.
So for this year, the play had to be in production showing by April the 27th of 2023. So things that started after that would go to next year's eligibility.
Wow.
So
New York was nominated?
Yes. Would you like to hear?
I would love.
All right. So musicals are written from books sometimes, okay? There are 26 awards, Tonys, that will be given on June 11th, right? Okay? So one of them will be for Best Book of a Musical. And that is one of the things that New York was.
Wow, I did not know it was
a book.
And
okay, so it's up against Anne Juliet and the Kimberly Akimbo and Shucked, which everybody is talking about, and Some Like It Hot. So I have no idea because we didn't see any of the other ones. I have no idea.
Or we didn't even read the other ones.
We didn't even read.
That's not even the play. That's.
I'm going to guess from everything I've heard, it will either go to Kimberly Akimbo or Shucked. Those are the two that for the book.
Interesting.
Because I think that they are both very clever takes on something. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's my prediction. And then the other thing that one of our things was nominated for was Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Musical. And it goes to Ben Platt in Parade and also Colton Ryan for New York, New York. So both of the things our guys got nominated for. Now, also, Some Like It Hot received 2 of theirs, and then they're against Josh Groban for Sweeney Todd. So I don't know.
That is up in the literal
I
air.
literally am going to be just hanging on saying who's going to win it. Who's
excited for anyone.
Because people have said a lot about Some Like It Hot. They say that it's a really great revival of a musical. So I'm kind of wishing we'd have gone to see it, but we didn't. So we can't say. But I really want to know. So if I had to guess.
But these are our official From the Wings predictions.
Okay.
I'm going to say Josh Groban because I heard his voice because it's Sweeney Todd and it's so like dark.
I actually think I'm going to go with you too. I think Josh is going to get his Tony. So because I don't think he's ever won a Tony. I think he's won Emmys and stuff, but never a Tony. So Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical. Our Michaela Diamond in Parade is nominated.
Incredible.
There's also somebody from & Juliet, Sweeney Todd, Into the Woods, and Kimberly Akimbo. I don't know.
This is acting?
This is Best Performance by an
Kimberly
Actress.
Akimbo is going to get it.
That's what I would think too, because the idea that you're old.
Because if you don't know the show, it's a woman who ages progressively quicker than others.
Yes.
And so it's an older woman playing.
So she looks like so there's an older woman playing her when she looks like she's 14. I mean, the woman looks like she's 80, but she's really supposed to be only 14. Yeah. So that's amazing to me. I wish we'd have gotten to see that too. For Best Performance by an Actor in a Featured Role and Best Performance by an Actress in a Featured Role in a Musical, none of the things that we saw got nominated.
Wow.
So
what does that mean, feature role versus, is that lead? Oh, no, that's
that would be like a supporting. None of our people did. And if you remember, we talked about that, where we talked about
the leads.
And
then there were the ensemble. Yeah.
So, Best Scenic Design of a Musical. Which of the things you think?
100% New York, New York.
New York, New York.
100%.
And it's up against Sweeney Todd, and Camelot and Shucked and Some Like It Hot. And I'm going to give it to New York, New York. I thought it was just such a brilliant set. So that's my thought. And then Best Costume Design of a Musical is
for sure not Parade.
No Parade.
Brown.
Parade and New York, New York both got nominated for Best Costume.
It's a no for Parade. No, it's a no.
Okay, so the other things that it's against are Camelot, Some Like It Hot, KPOP, and Juliet. My prediction is going to be and Juliet.
Okay. I think it's going to be Some Like It Hot.
Okay.
Just knowing the show and knowing the time period, I bet they did it really well.
Yeah.
It's for sure. If it's Parade.
Right.
You kidding me?
Right.
No offense, but it was just like, no.
I agree. So Best Lighting Design, both New York and Parade were both nominated for that, as well as Camelot and Juliet, Some Like It Hot, and Sweeney Todd. Which one did we say we liked the lighting design for?
We said we liked it for Funny Girl.
I think so too. But that one wasn't eligible. So I haven't really seen pictures of the other ones, but I'm going to go out on the edge and say Some Like It Hot.
I think, or it could be Sweeney Todd for I could see them the lack of lights, if that makes sense. Like they use
that's
it very
art
specifically.
too. Yeah,
but we haven't seen them. So.
No, we haven't. Yeah. So that's just a pure
guess.
Listening to the scuttlebutt. Best Sound Design of a Musical: New York, New York, Shucked, Into the Woods, and Juliet, Sweeney Todd. I have no idea.
Sound design.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Sound effects, things in the background, all that kind of stuff.
New York was good.
Yeah, it was. But I can't compare it to anything. So
I feel like probably not Into the Woods because that's overdone,
What are we going to vote? I'm going to go with Shucked.
Okay, just for fun.
We'll
say Shucked.
Several more, and then we'll be all done. Best Direction of a Musical: Parade. New York, New York did not get nominated, and I'm actually not surprised. So I think it was the worst thing that we saw.
Really?
Yeah. I think New York, New York was the worst thing we saw, don't you?
As far as direction?
No, the overall, yes.
Which is shocking because very good.
So Parade, Into the Woods, Some Like It Hot, Shucked, and Kimberly Akimbo. I have no idea.
I would give it to Parade. I would say that was very
It
well
was
directed.
so done. So done well.
Yeah.
And the fact, the projection and the different things, I totally agree with you. I could see that happening. Best choreography, New York got nominated and we loved it. So but K-pop and Juliet.
There was really good dancing.
Yeah. So that one's hard for me, but I'm going to say New York because we
it
saw it.
The variety. New York had such variety of dancers. And they were like, yeah. And the couple dancing, it was amazing.
Best orchestrations, New York.
100%. Like, you don't have to finish it. Like literally the fact that man who was the lead, who could sing, dance, and act, played almost every instrument there's known to man live on stage. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, but the orchestration is the whole thing, though. It's not just one person. So we're going to give it to New York because we loved it.
What are the other ones, though?
But it is
Sweeney
and
Todd.
Juliet, Kimberly Akimbo, Shucked, and Some Like It Hot.
Oh.
So interesting. Best musical overall. New York, and did Parade get? And that's it. Parade did not get nominated.
Wow.
So it's against and Juliet, Kimberly Akimbo, New York, Shucked, and Some Like It Hot. I'm giving it to Some Like It Hot. Interesting.
Okay, so those are our predictions.
And that best revival of a musical and Parade gets nominated for that. It's Into the Woods, Camelot, Parade, and Sweeney Todd. I'm giving it to Into the Woods.
You think it was that good?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but I don't know. I didn't see it.
I'll say Camelot just to throw out a.
Okay, good. So there you have it. You can write your predictions down below. And we'd also like to hear what you thought of the Tonys. Maybe we'll have to come back and do a follow-up after the Tonys and see, did it work? Should they not have had it?
Yeah.
Are you in support of the writer's strike? Do you feel like this is, the Tonys? We should all be so in support that we don't have the Tonys at all. We'd really like to hear what you think. For us, I think it would be really sad for it to not exist. And I can't wait to see. And if we get to 200 followers, then next year we'll go to everything that's been nominated in the musical category for the best musical. That's what we'll do. We'll go to all of those.
5.
That's 5. We'd have to go to 5.
200, let's go.
And we'd have to go after the nominations come out,
right,
so that we can hit it.
Watch any of the duds.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining us here today. I hope we haven't asked you lately if you'll follow us, but we hope that you will. We really enjoy connecting with you and hearing your comments and the things that you want to share with us. Thank you very much for doing that. Until next time, this is just me
and me
talking to you
from the wings.